Now that you've started your virtual assistant business, you might be wondering what you need to do to get more clients. On today's episode of Free Mama TV, you'll get the 5 key questions you need to answer every time you need more clients in your business. Plus, make sure you stick around until the end of the video because I'll tell you how to get my discovery call script to make it even easier to get those potential clients to say yes. I'm Lauren Golden here with a new episode of Free Mama TV, showing moms like you how to start and run a successful freelancing business from home. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new episode of Free Mama TV right here each and every Tuesday. There's almost nothing that compares to the excitement of getting your first freelance client. It's right up there with your first kiss. It's really cool and you never get tired of telling the story. But after the initial euphoria wears off, you might be thinking about what you need to do to make sure you have all the clients you need. Or maybe you've been in business for a while and now you're looking to connect with a new kind of client or move your pricing to another level. Well, the good news is that whenever you're on the lookout for new clients, there are 5 simple questions you're going to ask yourself. It's really a straightforward system and it will make it easy for you to find, connect with, and close all the clients you need. But I have one quick question for you before we get started. What kind of systems do you currently have in place for bringing clients into your business? Let me know in the comments below. The really good news is that getting more clients doesn't have to involve paying money for ads or creating insane amounts of content. You can get all the clients you need with good old-fashioned networking. There's a reason it's been popular for so long, and that's because it works. The thing is, you're probably approaching networking using old-fashioned and outdated techniques. At the very least, you may have a really outdated idea of what you need to do, which is why you find the idea of networking to be intimidating, scary, or just plain gross. Maybe you're picturing one of those awful events where everyone is staring at the name tag you've been forced to place on your chest, right where you're not crazy about people staring at you. And skeevy guys coming up to you with a really bad Joey Tribbiani impression. How you doing? Let's set all of that aside and start with a clean slate. Networking, when it's done right, comes down to 5 key questions. And the very first one is, who are the clients you want to work with? The clearer you get on the answer to this question, the easier it's going to be for you. Now, I know that this is a question that a lot of people resist answering at first. Figuring out your ideal client, niching down, you hear this all the time, and yet you still think that if you come up with one kind of client, you're going to make it much harder to get work. The thing is, if you don't get narrow and specific with your answer to this question, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to move down the list. You won't be able to work with the 5-step process, so you have to start somewhere. Now, I know a part of you thinks, I just want to work with clients who will pay me, but that's not actually true. For example, if I told you right now that a network marketing company is offering $500 for articles about investing in Bitcoin, a legal firm is looking for someone to edit 20 images in Photoshop, and an accountant needs people to create a master spreadsheet to run a monthly P&L report, at least one of those things would probably make you take a step backwards. Am I right? Get specific about the clients you want to work for and what you want to do for them. Need more help to figure out your ideal client? Free Mama TV has you covered. Check out this episode for more information. And here's a pro tip for you. Make sure the people who are already in your network know what you do. If no one knows what you're doing, how can they connect you with the people you're meant to serve? Now, once you know who you want to work with, it's time to answer question number 2. Where do my ideal clients hang out? Again, if you're targeting people with a pulse, you're not going to have a lot of luck figuring out where they are. But if you decide that your ideal clients are real estate agents or dentists or mechanics or podcast producers or CPAs, now you have a starting point. You can start searching on LinkedIn and Facebook and find groups where those people congregate. You can research their annual conferences and networking events. You can look up their professional organizations. Do not just give up after a single Google search. Be resourceful. Keep digging. Talk to someone you know who does the job for a living and get them to point you in the right direction. It's totally possible to find out where these people are online and off. And once you've figured out where your ideal clients are, it's time to ask yourself question number 3. How do I talk to potential clients? Well, let's start with what not to do. Don't walk into a Facebook group or an in-person event and announce,
Hi, I'm a virtual assistant who can provide you with the following services.
think about how you feel when you're on the receiving end of a message like that. Instead, shift your focus. Instead of thinking of networking as a way to meet potential clients, change your approach to, I want to meet more people. Don't worry about whether you're talking to your ideal client or not. Focus on having conversations with people. And the thing about conversations is that it's not you trying to sell. It's you saying, hi, how are you? What's going on in your life? What do you do? How do you help people? What's hard about that? Where do you get stuck? There are a couple of key things to remember here. You have to actually care about the other person in the conversation and listen to her answers. If your sole focus is,
I want to sell to you,
people will know and they will think you're gross. Don't be gross. Ask questions and listen to the answers. Make connections and treat them the way you treat them if you didn't meet a client. Have you ever heard the expression, come from a place of service? If you're not sure what that means or how to do that, here's a video that you should check out, and I'll put the link down in the comments below. If you keep your focus on talking to people and making real connections, the clients will come. Even if the person you talk to isn't the perfect client, she might become your greatest referral source. Even if that person doesn't become a client right away, 6 or 12 months down the line, she could suddenly hire you for the best project ever. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen all the time. And these things can move very quickly once they get started. Okay, so you've figured out who your ideal clients are and where to find them. And you're out there connecting and having conversations. Now it's time to ask yourself question number 4. When do I shift to a sales conversation? Well, once you've had time to establish a relationship with someone, they know, like, and trust you. They'll come to you because they need your help. When someone approaches you and says, hey, you do whatever it is that you do, right? Well, that's a clear sign that you can move to the sales conversation. But what if the approach is a little hazier? What if someone posts in a group, hey, who here knows about whatever topic? Or what if a connection posts on her Instagram that she spent all weekend working on something and it's not coming together the way she wants? Should you then slide into her DMs and offer to take it off her hands? Probably not. That's a great way to get yourself moved right back to the skeevy side of the equation. And if you're sending unsolicited private messages to someone in a group, you may find yourself banned. Instead, offer something in a public comment and invite the person to reach out for more help. Be sure you reach out with integrity. For example, don't say,
I offer this service. PM me for details.
Instead, go with something like, oh, it sounds like you're trying to, whatever it is, and then getting stuck on the step they're getting stuck on. When I do this for my clients, I usually give them a quick tip. When they're doing it themselves, they might also give them another quick tip. If you've done this and that and you're still stuck, I'd be happy to hop on a quick call with you to help you figure it out. If we can't get it done in 15 minutes, I do actually offer whatever service you offer, and we can see if that's a good fit for you. See the difference? And finally, when you're ready to have that sales conversation, question number 5 is, what do you say to close the client? It's important to have a solid professional process for connecting with your prospective clients. In other words, you want them to know where you're going to send them and what will happen next. For example, if you posted your reply with tips and offering to jump on a quick call, you should include a link to book that call. You know when that booking comes through that you'll spend a few minutes trying to solve the person's immediate problem and then move into the conversation about how you can solve the larger problem in her business. If you've worked your way through each of these questions, in turn, you should be well positioned to move this conversation forward and close the sale. And if you're looking for a resource to walk you through every step of the discovery call, then I have just the thing. It's my discovery call cheat sheet, which will tell you exactly what you need to say, ask, and do to sign your first or next client. Find the link below this video. Also, if you want to join a community of mamas just like you, I have a Facebook group where thousands of mamas come together for support and action-taking tips and motivation. As always, if you liked this video, please let me know by liking it below, subscribe, and share it with your fellow mamas, and comment below with hashtag I am a free mama if you're ready to get more clients. I felt like running a marathon. I am dying of a sinus infections. Maybe you're picturing one of those awful events where everyone is staring at the same, every time you meet. And here's a poke. This is so painful. Well, the good news is that that was a very long sentence for someone who can't breathe. Okay. Oh, I just lost my spot. Dang it. Oh, that didn't make sense.